Sorry, I had to get the throat lotion. Let's have a look. I bet somebody's brought it. Where am I? Let's just get this sorted. The new Mrs. Allen is not in the. Oh, it's better. The new Mrs. Allen is not in the house this evening, as in church. So I've had to make my own tea. Absolute disgrace. Utter disgrace. Mind you, she's skiing in the French Alps with young new Mrs. Allen's son. So I don't, and they're probably watching, but there is a reason why I don't mention your names on here. It's YouTube. Where am I? Let's. We may do it slightly different this evening. Firstly, if you haven't already smashed the likes, you're wrongin'. Smash the likes. Let me just see if I can get this. There, that's better. I was told I needed glasses. Went to the people that kind of look at your eyes and go, can you read that? No? Oh, I think you might need reading glasses. So I have some new reading glasses. Can I just say? Shite. I can see better without my glasses. It's a trick that the new Mrs. Allen does. If I say to her, can you read that? And she'll go, she'll do this. How many people do that? Anyway, so that it doesn't distract me, I shan't use the binoculars. But because I have got quite a bit to read this evening, because there's some insane stuff that I want to talk about tonight. Welcome to live number 48. We'll get to some good evenings in a moment, simply because I'm trying to work out when live number 50. That's nearly a year's worth. 50 is, so we're doing, the next live is, where are we? Wednesday. Next Sunday is Christmas Eve. I'm doing a radio show, Christmas Eve. So there's live this coming Wednesday, no live the following Sunday. Then on Boxing Day, I'm probably going to be either in the North Sea swimming. Well, can I ask you a question? Why do they call it wild swimming now? Why? When I was a boy, it was like swimming in the sea or swimming in the river. They call it wild swimming. What the actual Jesus H? They make stuff up now. Honestly, somebody must sit there going, what utter rollicks can we make up next? Hang on, what's that? Oh, hang on. Brian, you're very, very kind. Thank you, Brian. That will buy me a little snifter. I do appreciate that. It's very kind, actually. I might just actually no. Let's get into stuff tonight, because hang on, I got it. Marcia Toms has said, "Hello, Adrian," because Marcia talks like that. Hello, Adrian. Another live I sadly have to miss, but I will enjoy the catch-up. Oh, you slacker. Marcia, you're probably out of the shops. Last-minute Christmas shopping. This weekend, I don't know about you, and I don't know whether you've been out to do any Christmas shopping this weekend, but it is utter carnage. I mean, who decided to put Christmas Day on a Monday? You've still got next weekend. In fact, you've still got next Sunday. Go out about 12 o'clock. Shops will shut at 1 o'clock. I've done that before at a much younger age. Not now. No. Adi Blackmore. Oh, I'm back from the footy. I'm waiting for the action to start. Me too, Adi. You're wrongin'. Mr. John Up. Good evening, Adrian. You're wrongin', and a good evening to all tuning in. I'd like to take this opportunity, Adrian, Mr. John Up, to wish you and your new wife and family a very Merry Christmas and a great New Year. You're very kind, young sir. And the same to you and yours. I think, are we going to do New Year's Eve? Maybe. It depends if I can get the new Mrs. Allen out on the lash. I don't know whether I'm speaking out of school here, but do you know when... I mean, I've never been married before. I've never been as much as engaged. I've had women propose to me and propose marriage. Yeah, wrongin'. But I knew the new Mrs. Allen was a keeper. And and as I've had asked before, that does not mean she plays in goal for a football team. I said, oh, she's a keeper. And they went, oh, does she play football? I knew she was a keeper because we went out to this this bash. And I have to say, I have been known as a bit of a, well, I like a few. I like to get squiffy. Oh, I did when I was younger. I'm not so much now. I'd prefer good company and a nice meal and 5 bottles of wine. But I'm jesting. But and I'm always driving, so I'm the designated driver. But the kind of the first real, we went on dates and stuff where it was very polite. You know how it is when you first meet someone. Very polite. But we went to this do, and it was just awash with alcohol. And I knew the new Mrs. Allen was the new Mrs. Allen when she absolutely slaughtered me in the drinking stakes. I mean, what we didn't drink was just, it was insane. And thankfully, we were being driven. And the family took care of us. But I ended up shouting for Hugh over the motorway barriers, and the new Mrs. Allen ended up unconscious on the bed. And to give credit where credit's due to the young strutting lad that lives with us, he was as sober as a judge and looked after her. I ended up face down in the kitchen, and I just knew then if the new Mrs. Allen could keep up with my drinking, then marriage material, that man, marriage material. Part of the reason why I got married. So, what was I saying? Yes, and who was it? Carl Bassett. Merry Christmas, Adrian, from Carl and Irene. Adrian, do you know if Kat Deely and Ben Shepherd are the new hosts on This Morning? So much rumours. Carl, I hate to tell you, the Sun newspaper said Kat Deely, one half of the new team, or words to that effect. I'm sure they speak like that in the journalist's office. But no, she's, what's the technical term for it? Legged it back to America to present a different show for more money. So we're not sure what's going on at ITV's this morning because they're in a bit of a pan shite. Kat Deely, who I think they must have got her to sign, or maybe the Sun kind of published knowing what was going on. But Kat Deely's now legged it off to the States to present some other show she's been presenting for 16 years and might actually not be. Oh, the world of showbiz. I've got an exclusive coming for somebody else, which I won't say because there's lots of... hello to all the YouTubers who watch this live on a Sunday and a Wednesday because they get ideas and off they go and make their own videos. Rusty Mouse says... I've just finished watching The Crown Part 2. As you say, Adrian, the ending of Episode 2 is beautiful and very poignant. Oh, we'll talk about The Crown tonight. I've got loads to talk about. Where are we? I might need my glasses. Adi Blackmore, Piers Morgan, hacked Gazza's... Hang on, Adi, you've missed a word or three off there. He hacked Gazza's what? Did he turn up with a fishing rod and a loaf of bread? That's what I was going to tell you. So, will we? I've got so many bits of paper where... no, we'll talk about that now. And I'll get into what we're going to talk about this evening. So that Harry winning his case on Friday, I've got a story. Now, if there's 140 grand lashing about, back in the day when I was in South Wales, and at some point I'll let you see the... hang on, what's going on here? Oh, okay, I've got that. So back in the day when I was in South Wales, it was quite a controversial late night phone-in that I did on Real Radio. Quite controversial. And the equivalent, I can't remember what the newspaper's name was, but the equivalent in South Wales of the News of the World contacted me and said, oh, Adrian, I'm a journalist. Can we do a piece on you? And I said, what do you want to do that for? I'm dull. I'm boring. And they went, no. We want to do a piece on you. We want to do a 2-page spread on you. And I was like, lads, I've got nothing to say, man. I'm deathly dull. I like a shandy, but apart from that, And they were like, no, we've listened to your phone in. Can we? So I went to the bosses at Real Radio and I said, dear boss, do you know that newspaper, that Sunday newspaper? He went, yeah. They want to do a 2-page spread on me. And they were like, no, Adrian, no, we can't have you in the papers. And I said, what for? I've done nothing wrong. We just can't have you in the newspapers, Adrian. And I said, why, man? Everybody will be like, ooh. And they went, well, do you want to do it in the studio here so we can hear it? And I said, what do you want to hear it for? They're just going to ask me like stupid questions. You know, how did you get the name Adrian Allen? Where are you from? Who's your mum and dad? Well, I'll put it up in the community so you can actually see it. I'll put an electronic version up there so you can see it. So they did the interview, and the bosses, as soon as I came out of the studio, the bosses went, how was it? I said, it was easy. Is that it? It's only, I don't know, about an hour or so. Easy. They tend to just lull you into a false sense of security, as Harry realizes. And during the process leading up to the interview, I had some really weird stuff happen. So there was one day I was in the building, in the radio station, and I got this call, and I knew whose number it was. It was the journalist that was wanting to do the interview in 2 or 3 days. So I picked the phone up, and we were talking, and I was thinking, this is not... He will know what he wants to ask, because the good journalists ask the questions that they already know the answers to. And I thought, why is he's just whittering on? And anyway, a phone call came through to the mobile and then went to my answer service. And I knew that my then webmaster, because I had adrianallen.com as a website. And I knew Dean had called me, evening Dean, he called me like 10 minutes before and had left a message. So this other call came through and I thought, the answer phone will get it. So anyway, this journalist, after a couple of minutes of talking utter shite, said, sorry, Adrian, look forward to the interview. See you then. Now, back in the day, the answer service on most mobile phones, because I've had a mobile phone since 1988, same number. You could call your answer service, and most people just left it at the default number, PIN number, which was 3 zeros or 4 zeros, and I just left mine at the default. Anyway, somebody had gone in, listened to Dean's message, and deleted it. So I rang my webmaster, Dean, and went, oi, you're wrong. Did you leave me a message? And he went, yeah. I said, are you sure you rang the right number? Yeah. How do you know? He said, because it was your voice on the answer service. Okay, that's definitely mine. So where's your message? I don't know, I just left it. Just, stuff. Beautiful. So that journalist, I figure, had rang me, and then a colleague had rang me at the same time while I was on the phone to the journalist and went straight through to my answer phone, listened to whatever message was there. I mean, poor Dean, he'll have left something about the website. But that's how they did it, because they knew that most people would have the default 3 or 4 zeros as their PIN number. And then some people might have their birth date, or somebody else's birth date. So it's fairly easy to hack. But I had my phone hacked while I was in South Wales. Somebody tell me whether this is lagging or not. No. Back. So I'll repeat that. So it was fairly easy to get into somebody's answer service and get their messages. But in those days, when I was at Real Radio, so that was sort of 2000 to 2002, even, it must be mine. It must be my Wi-Fi that's lagging, and I'm connected to it. So back then, we didn't even know what texts were. I mean, it's only 20-ish years. I was still at Century 106 when one of my sisters texted me, and I was like, what the bloody hell is this on my phone? Text? Only drug dealers do that. And then everybody texts now. I mean, it's like a generation. It's 20 years. It's a generation. Anyway, so you've started talking, Mr. John Up. I remember your late night radio show at Real Radio very well and with such fondness. Mr. John Up, you're a gentleman and a scholar. So next live, Wednesday, which I think might be the 20th. Tonight, we're going to take a look at Michelle Mone. Have you seen how much Botox and filler she's had? I'm so glad the BBC, because I watched the whole interview, I'm so glad the BBC didn't seat her next to the fire. She would have melted. I mean, her face don't move. Dear Lord. So, we'll talk about Michelle Mone and Piers Morgan and Prince Helly if you want. We'll talk about what's going on with our athletes. Tom Lockyer, was he captain for Luton yesterday? He's collapsed on the pitch. And this is, look, in all my time, I'm a Sunderland supporter, but in all my time of watching footy, I've never seen, apart from, was it Mwamba, played for Newcastle back in 2003, when he keeled over with a heart attack, it truly was shocking. And then Christian Eriksen in the Euros keels over. That, again, truly shocking. And Tom Lockyer has collapsed with a heart attack twice, once at Wembley and once yesterday. It is shocking, but it's so rare. Not now, it's not. There's athletes dying. So I'll give you a list of some. Maybe you'll know these, maybe you won't, because some of them I don't, some of them I do. Mark Johnson, 38, heart attack. Jennifer Adams, 33, brain aneurysm. Taylor Martinez, 34, cancer. Samantha Wilson, 35, stroke. These are all very healthy young people, 20s and 30s. Emily Harris, 31, heart attack. Matthew Adams, 33, brain aneurysm. Joshua Martinez, 32, cancer. There are more, but it's... Can you remember how the press was? We'll talk about the jibber jabber for 5 minutes because it is important. And I'd like to have an adult conversation around this because I know that what they did, what the powers did, was they divided us. That's how they rule, divide and rule. And what they did was they divided us by going, you're anti-jibber jabber. So you must be evil. You're going to cause all the problems. You. And then everybody else that took the jibber jabber started saying, it's the unjibber jabbered that are going to cause the problems. So let me read you this, because this is important. I keep telling you, you've always got to watch at the timing, and you've always got to look out for what these evils are at. We are going to talk about Ozempic, which is a quick fat loss drug for diabetics, except it's not for diabetics because the diabetics can't get hold of it. It's only the billionaires. Fat lass Oprah, and her mate, the Montecito moron. She's so thin now, don't know what she's on. Harry might have an idea, but I don't care what you say about me being fattest. If you're a billionaire, you can get hold of Ozempic, which is a nice little drug for diabetics to lose weight quickly because diabetes is life-threatening. We'll talk about the most hated celebrity of 2023. We'll talk about Matthew Perry because they've published what he died from. We're going to talk about Kissy Sunak. I mean, what was he up? Yeah, Hayden, they're all on Battenberg, definitely. In America, 2 guys dancing in the house. Not my house, not your house, in the house, speaker's house, whatever they call it in America. I'm sure it's not a first. Ask Bill Clinton and that dress. So I've got some questions I want to ask you. ask away in the comments if you want. I'm opening it up for any question, any subject, anytime. That's how we roll, baby. But firstly, I want to talk about Pfizer's new acquisition. Now, I'm having to mention Pfizer because I've been watching their share price plummet. And Pfizer were one of the providers of the jibber jabber. Rusty Mouse. She probably rattled in bed. Quite. I mean, if you notice the first date with Prince Harry, it was a roast chicken dinner that he cooked at home, and then it was no, we met on Tinder, or no, we met out. It was a blind date. I heard it was a threesome, and because they've already lied about their first date, and they made, I mean, these two just make up stories. I'm not one of those that makes up stories. And considering she was a yacht girl, makes every sense. Every sense. If you don't know what I'm talking about, do some research. Hayden, you're thinking exactly the same as me, but let me, well, I'll address that and then we'll get back to Pfizer because this is really important. Hayden, 2012, says, am I the only one that thinks something doesn't ring true about Alex Batty? Batty boy. Yeah. I was thinking that, but it was one of those things that I thought, oh, is that a bit disingenuous if you mention that? But it's the timing. It's he's been gone for 6 years and they didn't know where he was. And all of a sudden he walks out and some guy goes, oh, yo, I'm Alex Batty. Pop-eyed Wazza, you genius. Battyberg. I bow. Brilliant. That's funny as. Yeah, because I think, I mean, the crooks in the Pink Palace, they broke up on Friday, didn't they? They get about 6 months off for Christmas, and then they get 6 months off summer holidays. So I'm being facetious, obviously, but Pop-eyed Wazza, that was funny. But I do just something. I think after the last 3 years, when we're never being told the truth, but about anything, you kind of just feel your instinct. You feel your way through it. So let me just give you this. I'm not judging anyone. I'm not judging anything. But I just need you to know this. Because as I have said many times before, it's the timing. It's in retrospect, looking backwards. And Pfizer have a new acquisition. So let me give you the details. Pfizer have completed a $43 billion acquisition of Seagen, Seagen, on December 14th, 2023, a couple of days ago, on Friday, becoming the largest oncology company to treat most turbo cancers caused by the mRNA vaccines, jibber jabber. So here's a deep dive into aspects of this very bizarre deal. So Pfizer overpays $43 billion on a small cancer drug company that barely makes $2 billion a year. Now, I always thought that it was, if you're buying a company, you either got 3.5 times up to 6 times turnover. If they're turning over $6 billion a year, the maximum that company would be worth would be about $12-13 billion. No, they've paid $43 billion. That's not the story. Now, Pfizer don't really need the cash. It's also going to issue $31 billion in debt to purchase it. So they're writing, they're doing a Manchester United. They're buying it, but they're using debt to buy it. So it's not being reported in the mainstream media. You look at any of the daily newspapers and it's not there. It's absolutely not there anywhere. Why are you not? So Pfizer, jibber jabber, by a company that treats turbo cancers. You getting it yet? So Pfizer and Moderna, the Charlie 19 jibber jabber, caused turbo cancers. based on hundreds of turbo cancer cases in over 30 articles that I've looked at over the last few days. Now, here are the top 5. Ding, 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 ding. Fluff Freeman, top 5 turbo cancers, and you will see by numbers in the jibber jabber people. So, lymphoma, various types. Brain cancers, mostly glioblastoma. Breast cancer, mostly triple negative, stage 3 or 4. Colon cancers, stage 4. Lung cancers, stage 4. They're just all being lumped into turbo cancers. And the people that put the jibber jabber into other people have bought a company that deals with turbo cancers. You worked it out yet? So, rounding out the top 10 turbo cancers, in no particular order. Leukemias, the worst prognosis. Melanomas, stage 4. Sarcomas, stage 3 and 4. Testicular, ovarian, rapid progression, stages 1 to 4. Kidney, stage 4. Pfizer's new acquisition takes them from being able to treat 2 of these turbo cancers to being able to treat 7 out of 10. Not bad. Good business. But there's more. Pfizer's chief executive officer did a media interview tour about the 43 billion cancer drug deal, and this is what he has to say. 33% of people will get cancer, he's certain. Entire families will be affected, he's certain. The new cancer treatments are like missiles that will target most cancers. He will produce them at a scale that has not been seen before. In 2025, we will have a global network. We have a very quick way of completing clinical trials and will be produced at scale, just like the jibber jabber. So I don't know whether you need me to kind of labour the point, but this is old technology. This is what they do in sales. You create the need and then fulfill it. It's easy and old-fashioned sales techniques. You create the need and then you fulfill it. And that's all they've done. They've created the need with the jibber jabber. There's just all this stuff going around. They've created the need and now they're fulfilling it. And now they can treat 7 out of 10. And they think we're stupid. It's not like politicians are corrupt. Their lips move. Stuart, I'm sorry to hear that. You were getting the jibber jabber for something that has a 99.9% survival rate. But that's why I said at the very beginning, I'm not judging anyone and I'm not judging anything, because at the time it was an extraordinary circumstance that we didn't know what was going on. We genuinely didn't. We didn't know what was what. I mean, I was going out and doing shopping for people. When I came back in, I was taking my clothes off and literally straight in the washer. I didn't, if I was using any public transport, I would never touch anything. I would always use gloves or something on my hands because we just didn't know. Now we do. And I think that the whole world is turning against these crooked politicians who've been bought off by these corporations. And don't get me started on Bill Gates and Fauci. So, as I say, these lives that I do, I couldn't do anywhere else on YouTube because they wouldn't allow this kind of information out. Certainly wouldn't monetize it. So that's why I do these lives the way that I do them, because I can give you information that you will not get anywhere else. I promise you, you go and try and search for that story. Bona fide, I've got sources, and I can name the sources if I need to, but you won't see it in any of the mainstream media, nowhere. That's why Alex Jones is only allowed on X, because Elon Musk has allowed him. And some of the stuff that Alex is putting out, oh, he's better than that. So do you want to talk about Michelle Mone? What a fizzog on that woman. So there's Mark Williams Thomas did an interview the other day for a YouTube video. And I thought, no, I'm not going to watch that. And then Laura Kuenssberg, there you go, half a baton. She did an interview this morning, so I thought, well, I'll give it a look. I'll give it a watch. And do you know, I keep saying to you that certain people need deniability. And that's what they look at. That it's just the deniability. And I've told you this about Rich Boy Sunk. He's, or Kissy Sunak, as I'm now calling him. He won't take any money. It'll all be run through his missus' businesses. It'll be through Infosys, the Indian company. It'll be through the missus. And then he can go, look, I didn't take any money. I didn't. Businesses or business might have gone through my wife's company, but that's got nothing to do with me. That's down to my wife. She's a businesswoman. So Michelle Mone and her husband, Doug Barrowman, they've got deniability down to a fine art. It's all my money. I paid tax on it. I live in the Isle of Man. Don't the Isle of Man have a different tax system than we have? Honestly, we might be living from month to month, but these people, they're living from generation to generation. So I'm going to quote Michelle and just give you some of the stuff that they were talking about. Lynn Turner. Oh, hello, Lynn. Says, sorry, I didn't go do stuff, so we'll catch up on replay. Thank you, Lynn. Look, it's Christmas. I know people have lots of things to do in the lead up to next weekend, so not a problem so long as you enjoy the catch up. So I'm going to quote Michelle Mone because I've watched it and I've written these quotes down. Michelle Mone, and I quote, I don't honestly see there as a case to answer. I can't see what we've done wrong. Getting caught, Michelle. So PPE MedPro was awarded government contracts worth more than 200 million quid to supply PPE to the NHS during the pandemic through a so-called VIP lane, introduced to help the government choose between huge numbers of supply offers. Now, according to Michelle Mone in this interview today, she got a phone call from one of the high-ups, Michael Gove. And he said, can you, do you know anyone that would... And Michelle, obviously, selling bras, hammocks, she said, oh, yeah, I know people out east who'll do it for like, dirt cheap. Good quality. I know people. So in November 2021, the government revealed that Baroness Mone was the source of referral for PPE MedPro getting a place in the VIP lane. Let me explain something to you. So Michelle Mone didn't touch any of the money. And I'm going to explain that in just a moment. But her husband did. So somebody said, like, Michael Gove said to Baroness Mone, Michelle, do you know anybody? Oh, yeah, my entrepreneurial husband. £60 million profit. Better than kicking the nuts. So millions of gowns the company supplied were never used, but the couple say these were supplied in accordance with the contract. PPE MedPro is being sued by the UK government for £122 million. Plus costs for breach of contract and unjust enrichment. So, having previously denied gaining directly from the contracts, which yielded profits of around £60 million, could be up to 61 million, the former Tory peer and lingerie tycoon admitted she and her children were beneficiaries of financial trusts where the money is held, the profit is held. Baroness Mone said, quote, of course, she stands to gain, adding, if my husband passes away before me, then I am a beneficiary, as well as his children and my children. She told the BBC her life had been destroyed by allegations about their PPE profits, even though we've only done one thing, which was to lie to the press to say we weren't involved. She said that was not a crime and added, no one deserves this. Now, she said that she She lied to the press because she didn't want her and her children 700 or 800 events of stuff that they've had to endure. So she tried to protect her and her family, which I understand completely. Now, Dougie said that that's her husband, Baroness Mone, was always going to benefit, and my family will benefit in due course. Her family benefit, my family benefit. That's what you do when you're in a privileged position of making money, he said. But Baroness Mone insisted that neither she nor her children had yet seen a penny of the money that is being held in a trust, nor had the couple used the proceeds of the deal to buy a yacht, she says. Well, that's okay then. It's like Scove. Unwise, but not illegal. Well, of course it's not illegal what they've done. She said that she went to the Cabinet Office, the Emergency Cabinet Office, and said, can I do this? And she went to the House of Lords, and the House of Lords said, no, so long as you're not a director of the company, you're not a shareholder of the company, and you don't financially benefit, you can do this. So the deal was the VIPs just got their spouses to do the deals, so long as they weren't a director or a shareholder or benefited financially. Of course not. It went to hubby. Now, you don't think that the money that went to hubby didn't look after the family. And she also suggested, this is Baroness Mone, old fella can't move her face. She also suggested she would not benefit if, God forbid, we get divorced after this show. It's in a trust. So she was made a Conservative peer by David Cameron, Trotter. But he's no longer in the party. Of course not. 60 million. No, the wonder. So Dougie, said, yeah, I had somebody come to me and say, right, we'll sort that deal out. And if you want the other thing to go away, just say. And he's like, what other way? The criminal proceedings that they're now under. Somebody has said, you give me some money, we'll make that disappear. Now, he said that at the BBC. Are the Met going to investigate that? There's criminality all over that. You can't go to somebody, we'll get rid of a criminal investigation if you give us 50p. Look after me and I'll look after you. I'll make sure it disappears. It goes away. You can't do that. It's illegal. So somebody is in the doo-doo right up to their eyeballs. So I'll give you some facts. PP MedPro didn't exist before lockdown. No such thing. He got together with some of his mates, 3 companies into one, and he headed it up. They're under investigation, but there's no charges currently. So it's all investigation, which is why we're able to talk about it. They've not even been arrested. Now, the House of Lords don't have to declare it if not a director or shareholder or directly benefiting financially. And I'll quote Michelle Mone, I was doing exactly as the Cabinet Office asked me to do. Oh, point the other way. Why don't you chuck them under the bus? Now, if there is going to be, it's the National Crime Agency, the UK Crime Agency, that are investigating this. As I say, they're investigating, but there's no charges yet. But they will be able to go to the Cabinet Office and say, oi, you're wrong. Did you do this? And how many of these deals did Matt Hancock do with other companies? Because they were desperate for the PPE. And as Michelle Mone says, I wasn't trying to pull the wool over anyone's eyes, and I regret. I can't do the Ouija accent. And I'm sorry for not saying straight out, yes, I am involved. Now, she just told the press a bag of lies. Yeah, as Nick says, never mind lies, damn lies and statistics. More like lies, damn lies and politics. I agree with you, Nick. She's only telling the press now, my words, not hers, only telling the press now because there are criminal investigations, ? Not a definitive statement. So why put the profit in a blind trust? Because they know the game. They know that if she doesn't touch the money, they're away scot-free. £60 million profit. Do you know what that is? That's £60 million of your taxes. They can feather their nest, but you've got to go to work in the morning, bust your buns to earn a shekel or 5 just to bring some money home, to put food on the table, to pay your taxes, so these unwise but not illegal arses can lead a very opulent lifestyle, bless them. Like I say, they've got deniability. They have got deniability, and that's all really in this state of politics that you need. All she did was put it in the husband's name. It's like Kissy Sunak. That's all he did, just put it in the wife's name. That's what they all do. They don't touch the money. They put it in somebody else's name that they can trust. Not always the wife or the husband. So, do you know, and it was wonderful, this interview, because it gave us a little snapshot of what these idiots in the Pink Palace were up to. Do you know that they over-ordered PPE by £9.1 billion worth? Can you imagine how much work it takes and how long you've got to work to give them £9.1 billion of taxes? Now, this PPE only had a shelf life for 2 years. So whatever they bought in 2021, gone. She's saying the quote of the interview, if you've never seen it, I watched it so you don't have to, don't. They are the Bonnie and Clyde of PPE. Now, funny? Maybe. Tragic? Definitely. Look at the state of the NHS. Look at the state of the amount of taxes and national insurance we have to pay. We are under the cosh. And these wrong-uns were at it and just cascading money to any of their mates. Matt Hancock, to somebody who ran a pub near him. I mean, they've got deniability. That's Michelle Mone and Dougie Barrowman. But I've got one question I've got to ask is, if they're married, and I know you don't always have to, but it's kind of tradition that you take your husband's name. Why isn't she Michelle Barrowman? Maybe that's why. So they've got the deniability. They're saying they're scapegoats, and they're blaming everybody else. Now, do you know that journalists received threatening letters from her lawyers? And Laura Kunsberg asks, she said, look, you made threats to journalists via your legal team. Why would you do that if you were involved? And the DHSC is suing PPE MedPro for £122 million for unusable gowns. So they didn't care. All about the Benjamins. Always about the money. They profiteered. That's Barrowman and Mone, because they're man and wife. And I look, any man and wife will be telling each other what they're up to, other than when they're, dancing with other people. But if the husband comes into 60 million quid, I mean, how idiotic must she be if she's a beneficiary of the trust that he's put 60 million quid into? And you just think, how are you, man? You're only fessing up now because you know there's possibility of a criminal investigation. So they profiteered whilst the frontline NHS staff suffered and people died alone. This is not just some, it's somebody at it. It's a grifter, they're at it. No. This is about our loved ones dying alone. This is our loved ones who couldn't even feel the warmth of our hugs, the warmth of our skin, who couldn't and weren't allowed any contact with love and died alone. And these 2 chances, it stinks. It stinks. So, going to let you know this. Doug Barrowman is also on unrelated charges of fraud in Spain. The UK National Crime Agency raided their homes and offices, and they are under criminal investigation. As I've said, there are no charges. So I'm allowed to talk about this. And they're allowed to give interviews. And they've given 2 in a matter of days. So I just... GB Pater, what you're up to? I've seen the Super Chuffers video on YouTube about the bullion lord. Ooh. GB Patriot, you're always one for interesting comments. I'll have a look at those later. So that's the Michelle Mone thing. Let's lighten it up. I want to state the bleeding obvious. So at the end of 2023, as it is, who do you who do you think the most hated celebrity of 2023 is? Go on, I'll give you a guess. No, it's not Prince Harry. He's at number 5. It's not the Ozempic Queen, Oprah. She's at number 4. Ellen DeGeneres. I reckon she's a bully. Is at number 3. So who could be the most hated? It's not even Amber Heard, who's reviled. The number 1 most hated celebrity of 2023. I should have a fanfare for this. And you'll notice it's not the most hated royal. I think Andy takes that one. Hang on. Andy, up yours. I can do that because even the BBC do that now. I mean, flipping the bird on the BBC. Oh, how very woke. No, it's Meghan Markle. She's the number 1 most hated celebrity of 2023. They're not putting that out in press releases, are they? Their team, their PR team, their management team, the most hated. But it's the most hated celebrity. Now, technically, she's the Duchess of Sussex and she's not a celebrity. And I'm just relating something that, you know, is out there and in the mainstream media. So I'm going to ask you another question. I just wanted to lighten it up after, you know, talking about what we've been talking about so far. Firstly, I'm out of hibiscus. Hopefully, my supplier will be able to come in with some hibiscus in January, because that's mostly when people drink it. It's in the winter. I just drink it all year round because it's fabulous, to quote somebody else. Can I ask you a question? I think we'll go... Rotten smile she's got. Pop-eyed was like, oh, yeah. I mean, look, the older I get, and I'm sure this applies to you, we kind of see past someone's appearance and so-called beauty. Because my old mum used to say to me when I was a young lad, oh, I'm going to marry a supermodel, mother. And my mum used to say to me, there's a lot of good-looking nouts, Adrian. Well, not quite like that. It was more like, oh, there's a lot of good-looking nouts, Adrian. Had a deeper voice than me. So I just look at her and she turns my stomach. I can't see anything attractive about a woman. And in my view, it's just a personal opinion. I'm asking you to comment, because I'd love to know. Junior Stevens, talking of the Royals, the Royal Variety Performance is on ITV tonight with Bradley Wash as the host. Blimey, Junior Stevens, you don't get out much. But I'm so glad that you're here. We'll run over by 5 or 10 minutes, I think. So I wanted to ask you a couple of questions, because I'm not sure that the new Mrs. Allen is watching this live. She's in the middle of France on the top of some snowy peak with planks of wood strapped to the end of her legs. So I can kind of talk about Strictly, but I want to ask you a question. 1, yes, 2, no. Question of sport. Do you still want it on TV? 1, yes, 2, no. Question of sport. Do you still want it on TV? 1, yes, 2, no. Andy Turner, 3. The Bovril, no. Ooh, interesting. Because it was one of my favourite TV shows. Ooh. Gone, done. Nobody wants it. Wow, very interesting. I'm sure they'll have done focus groups on this, but literally everybody, Danny, you've only said that because I'm saying everybody, has said, bring back Sue. Bring back Sue Kitty. She said she was traumatized by that. I'm not going to go anywhere near that. Might get lawyers involved. So question of sport, looks like nobody wants it back. which is interesting because it was one of the best when Sue Barker and I can go back as far as Emlyn Hughes and Big Bill Beaumont. I can go back to that, and very good. Urban Geordie, aye, only with VAR, very good. Andy Turner, like Top Gear. I know. See, because Jeremy Clarkson was a bit, oi, get me steak bake, you wrong'un. Oh, I've had my feelings hurt. Oh, sack him. If he's going to hurt woke people, if he's going to hurt their feelings, get rid of him. So they got rid of him, and it was worth an awful lot of money in America. And now they bring all kinds of people in, and people have crashes, and they sue them for like 9 million, win £9 million. Now, one of the BBC crashed it, pun intended. So, question of sport, though, it was just a really lovely, funny half an hour with personality and character. And now the BBC, as is their wont, they go woke and they go broke. They're losing their top shows. So I want a second question, which kind of follows on from the first. Doctor Who, is it time to put it out of its misery? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Doctor Who, is it time to put it out of its misery? 10-inch tenants not on. Should we put Doctor Who out of its misery? 1 yes, 2 no. Interesting. The Auburn Geordie is the only one saying no. Now, and I have been a huge fan of Doctor Who. Christopher Eccleston, who I believe is one of our greatest actors. Do you know, I was going to mention Slow Horses, and Gary, and his second name's just gone right out of my head. That, for me, is the kind of TV that makes us Great Britain. It's an English cast. It's about English intelligence officers, and it's not the kind of slick this thing that the BBC do when they do the intelligence kind of MI5 programs. Every lamppost has got CCTV on it, and they can access the CCTV so they can see people everywhere. That's utter rollicks, man. Gary Oldman, thank you, Rusty Mouse. So, Slow Horses, please, please, please. I would never steer you wrong. If you get to see it, it's wonderful. Now, I'm up to episode 4, because it's on weekly on Disney. I'm up to episode 4 of 6, and I promise you, it's just, you have to pay attention. You have to. You can't just watch it and play cards or do jigsaws or scroll on your phone or, do whatever you do in front of the TV, you pervert. You can't do that. You've got to pay attention. I should say wrong rather than that. Like Person of Interest. Not seen that one. Pop-eyed was he? Mrs. Teletubbies. Yeah, utter wrong. So, it looks like everybody wants Doctor Who put out of their misery. All right. We'll do another one. Very quick one. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Should we bring new rules in for Strictly? No one with any professional dancing experience allowed in the competition. Now, if you haven't seen it, you haven't seen the final, I'm not going to spoil it for you. I promise. I'm a gentleman. And the new Mrs. Allen will kill me. But there's a lot of kickoff on social media. GB Patriot. I miss Fingerbobs. You and Len Fairclough, GB Patriot. Because some are saying, well, no, should we bring in new rules? If you've had professional, like theatre, if you've danced professionally in theatre, then you can't be allowed to go in, because it's all about, what do they call it? There's the Strictly curse, where everybody's dancing with everybody else. Pun intended, you're wrong'un. But they're, I'm not going to use, more descriptive words, but you get what I'm saying. I mean, the like little Bobby What's-his-face, Jade's boy, that first dance he did with, was it Diane Buswell? Who I understand's flown straight out to Australia with Jo Suggs, her partner, because her father's got cancer. Oh, CM Training. Hello, Colin. Good to hear from you, young sir. If I can find your email, I'll be in touch. I will be in touch. So there was, you know, that young Bobby went, they were in a clinch first dance, and he proper went in for a, can I just park my tongue in your mouth, please? All that was going on. Oh, he's only a young boy. He's young, dumb, and full of vim. So, GB Patriot, super chuffers. You know what a chuff is, don't you? Please just tell me you know what a chuff is. It's super chuffers. So some people are complaining that, you know, some of them had dancing training, Nigel Harman and Leighton Williams. They're dancers from stage, darling. They can dance. So I think they should bring new rules in now that Craig Revel Harwood is stepping down. He's had enough. He's off with his husband to live the life of Riley after 20 years. So thank you for that. You weren't really engaged by that. Mr. Jollop, couldn't care less. I never watch it or the BBC. Me neither. We've done that, we've done that, we've done that. We've mentioned Ozempic, Billionaire's Playground. Yeah, Matthew Perry. Oh, I just wanted to touch on this, and then we'll do Kissy Sunak, and then these two wrong-uns in America that we'll start with Matthew Perry. He had enough ketamine in his system for a general anaesthetic. So you can absolutely guarantee, because it's a horse tranquilizer. I was told a little while back about something called a K-hole. No, you're wrongin'. No, it's got nothing to do with that. It's like if you take so much ketamine, you go down into a K-hole that you can't get out of. It's like in between taking and an OD, I think is the description. And he had enough in him, Matthew Perry. It's been well documented that he had his drink and drug problems, but he had enough ketamine, special K, in him for a general anaesthetic. So you can almost guarantee what's happened. He's taken it, horse tranquilizer, horse tranquilizer, horse tranquilizer. He's just fallen asleep in the weather. And he's fallen down into his hot tub. The mistake was getting into the hot tub after you've taken all that ketamine. But as sad as it may be, that is a story of the ages. Don't do drugs, kiddies. It's not worth it. Let's get to Kissy Sunak, because he's been out for a bit of Mary Mungo and Midge. I've seen that film, Leslie. Doesn't end well. Kissy Sunak. So he's off out to meet the Italian Prime Minister. She's a bit of a blonde. Her roots need doing, but she's proper. Oh. Quote of the night. Matthew Perry, according to Tab Block Tracy, he was wetter than Whitney Houston's last joint. So, honestly, you're on form, you lot. Tonight's wonderful. So this little blonde piece kind of goes in for the clinch with Kissy Sunak. And I think he looks a bit more shocked that actually a woman thinks he's attractive. And they sidle in for a bit of a, smooch. And she's proper flustered around him. Now, I know his missus has got the billions, not him, obviously. Deniability, no, I've not got a pot to pee in. Expensive shoes, suits, socks, shirts, yes, they're all fitted, yes, of course, I've got billions. No, sorry, no, the wife has billions. So she sidles in and honestly has a bit of, it looked like to me as if they were going in for a bit of tonsil hockey. But I just thought, ouch, you think that's an attractive man? I think he's evil. But he's a politician. How can you tell he's lying? His lips move. And these, I don't really know how to describe them, but this is, again, it's a story for the ages. This is how we are nowadays. Not only are generally in society, in our communities and in our families, we're unsure. All of the things that are we had certainty about our jobs, our family units, our health. We had certainty around those, and that sand is shifting and moving. And I worked out that the reason why we feel the way we feel, and this is just my view, it's just something I've sat and ruminated about, it's uncertainty. Because there's very little that is certain. And that's why we're all nervous. Or that's why people I meet on the street, and there's nothing better. Maybe it's because I'm from Sunderland. The Northeast, we're very friendly in the Northeast. And I love just walking about wherever I am, just saying, morning, morning. And people look at me and go, oh my God, he's the nutter. It's like the old Jasper Carrot routine, the nutter on the bus. I love saying hello to people. I mean, I went into a cafe the other day, and there's a local guy there that goes in. He's on his own, lives in a supported accommodation, and I didn't this time because I was with the new Mrs. Allen. We had a lot to work out and discuss. But if Mark's watching, you're wrong. I love seeing him because he's disabled, needs helping across the road, and I love helping him across the road because every time I see him, he goes, I'm called Mark. I said, Mark, I know. Oh, I live down there. Yeah, I know. Oh, I've met you before, haven't I? Yeah, good lad, paying attention. And we have a bit of a giggle for the 30 seconds that I see him across a very busy road. I love it. Being in service of others is wonderful. But we're getting to a point where we're all so easy to manipulate now. The uncertainty is riven everywhere. And we've got people who they don't believe that they exist unless they can have their victim status. So, you know, these two guys in America, in Washington, D.C., who've been at it. And that's a euphemism. They've been at it. They've been dancing. And it's not strictly. But they've been, and they've been taking pictures in their House of Representatives. And they've been banging in the House of Representatives in the chamber and taking pictures. And they've been caught out because they posted the pictures on social media. And it's not like they would not understand that America monitors everything, including our stuff. What do you think those golf balls are for in North Yorkshire? So, go and have a look at Echelon. ECHELON, I think is the correct spelling. Look at Echelon. It's been in this country for 20 odd years. You might not find it on Google. You might not find it anywhere. But if you do, let me know. So they've posted it on social media. Oh, I put it on Instagram. And the American, that's it, Echelon. Thank you, Popeye Wazza. That was tasty back in the day. Basically, Echelon listens to every single communication in the world. Everything. So, the Americans have obviously caught it, and they've gone, right, you're sacked, you wrong'un. There's the door. Don't slam it on the way out. And he's gone, hang on. I'm the victim. How does that work? So you're riding the Cockhorse to Banbury Cross, and they catch you out because you've posted it on social media, and you turn around saying, you can't sack me. That's victimisation. You're bullying me, harassing me. Robert Francis, I know it's older than 20 years. I'm talking about 1996, 97 when I heard about it. But he's now said, I'm the victim. Now, which bit of you're doing the like fandango? I mean, can you imagine when the cleaners come in the next day? Oh, what's that? There's yogurt on the seats. Ask Bill Clinton. was on Monica Lewinsky's dress. But it's, I mean, I'm sure it's not a first, but he's now saying he's the victim. How on God's green earth does that work? I mean, if something like that happened to me, it'd be like, sorry lads, fair cop. I mean, I was in a restaurant this is a few years ago when I was living down in London, in Teddington, and I took the girl that I was seeing, I took her out for a meal for Valentine's Day. We just went out, and we were in this restaurant, and I just saw this girl's shoulder doing this. I was like, what the hell are they up to? And he was on the other side of the table, like grimacing. I was like, what's she doing? And my girlfriend was like, here, I'm over here. Are you going to pay me any attention? And I was like, no, I'm just that girl behind you, like literally 2 foot behind her. Her right shoulder's going. I can't work out why. She had a hand under the desk. And obviously it was it was something that they'd wanted to do. So I think she was just adding up 5 5 25. So the next thing I see, the napkin's gone off the table and under the table. And he just goes, ah. And then her shoulder stopped. And then she brought the napkin, the linen napkin, and put it on the table. And I said to my girlfriend, holy, do you know what she's just done? And she's like, it's Valentine's Day. I'm like, no, not that kind of Valentine's Day. You can get arrested for that kind of Valentine's Day in public, offending public decency. It was a quick shandy under the table. GB Patriot, thank you. Adrian, I'm ex-forces, and I know fibre optic communications can be split into 2 perfect copies, and I know for a fact all calls are monitored for keywords, and we are all helpless, and we're all using smart speakers. And there are still, I've said this to you before, I won't even say them on here, because it'll send bells and whistles going like Billionaire. But I can, without fear of contradiction, my dad was a Labour Party politician he was a councillor in Sunderland and was connected. And our phone was tapped. Our phone was wired because we would hear clicks and stuff going on. And I did, let's see if I can get around this. So if you use the C word, it's wombat with a C. And then if you put the numbers 1 and 8 after it, you try mentioning that on your phone and see what happens. It's one of those. Fabulous tar block, Tracy. So do that if you want, but I'm telling you, you suddenly get onto a list that you don't want to be on. And it was for years and years and years, our home telephone. I'd be on the phone like after half an hour, click. Oh, hello, they're listening again. Don't know why. I mean, boring and dull, mate. GB Patriot, we are helping them improve keyword monitoring by using smart speakers. I know. Hey, Alexa, you playing tonight?
I don't know that.
Just as well. I'm on my own. You frightened me. Did you hear that? Alexa. Wonderful. I've shut her up. Do you not love me anymore, Alexa? Honestly, she would interrupt me any time I said the word Alexa. Now, I think, how can you upset a machine? Unless it's AI. Don't know where she's going to get up and walk off next. Anyway, when Harry met Meghan, more like Stuart. Junie Stevens, I think that might be code. Not quite sure what it is, but Stuart, she doesn't know that one. Brilliant. GB Patriot, you tart Adrian, you're setting my Alexa off. Alexa! Can you hear me, mother?
Yes, I'm here. I listen once I hear the wake word.
What's the wake word, Alexa? Oh, wait, man, don't play hard to get. Alexa, are you listening to me, man?
I don't know that.
Alexa, have you had a tough life?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
You're shite, Alexa. Right, how many speakers have gone off listening to this?
I don't have an answer for that.
Well, feck off then. Do you know what feck is, Alexa? Both IQ points not working together, Alexa? Do you know, one of these lives, we'll do all the sweary Mary words, because I'm not going to... We'll do all the sweary Mary words. Alexa, Pop-Eyed Wazza says is going bananas.
I don't know that.
Oh, you don't know anything, do you? I mean, how thick are you? Pop-Eyed Wazza, you've got mine trying to get me making a cake. Oh, everybody round the Pop-Eyed Wazzas for Battenberg. Lionel Layton, Alexa is the way. Oh, wake word, wake. Have I just woken you up, Alexa?
I don't know that.
Oh, for crying out loud, man. How shite are you? Alexa, are you a viewer?
I like to imagine myself a bit like an aurora borealis, a surge of charged multicolored photons dancing through the atmosphere.
Are you on ayahuasca? Alexa, say that again.
Sorry, there is nothing to repeat.
There is. I asked you if you were a viewer. Yeah. Alexa, what is a chuff?
As a noun, chuff is usually defined as a rustic. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for chuff.
Alexa, give me more definitions for chuff.
I have 6 more definitions for chuff. As a noun, 1. A bore, churl. 2. A miserly fellow. As an adjective, 3. Chubby, fat. 4. Swollen with pride, proud, elated. As a noun, 5. A sound of or like the exhaust of a steam engine. 6. To emit or proceed with chuffs.
Yeah, but Alexa, do you know what a gnat's chuff is?
I don't know that one.
Just as well, because it's a bit naughty. What's it? Yeah. Alexa, what does a shark sound like?
Here's animal sounds skill. Okay, here's animal sounds. Get ready for a shark sound. Cool. Try saying another animal or just say random.
No, I'm not playing. I've got to go and have a cup of coffee.
Gosh, it doesn't sound like animal sounds can do that. Try saying exit or ask me for a random animal.
What time we got? No, we'll do it. We'll do it another time.
Subscription includes access to all our premium content and extended animal sound loops. You can buy Animal Sounds subscription, Animal Sounds tours, Dinosaur Sounds extension pack. To learn more about a product, say tell me more about followed by the product name. Shall I play a random animal sound?
No, you can foxtrot Oscar. Right. Thank you for your likes, your subscriptions, but most of all, your indulgence.
Shall I play a random animal sound?
Oh, man. Alexa, I don't want to argue with you, but I want you to shut the fuck up. I told her. So thank you for your likes, your subscriptions. I think she switched herself off. We'll have to argue another night. Vivian Kenyon, Jaws the movie tune on mine. You see, I must have a cheap version. Andy Turner, a whole show with Bungle talking to Alexa. That will be fun. Yeah. Do you know what? Why don't we do a bit of a funny show where you ask me questions and I ask Alexa? And then see what she says. I think there might be divorce on the cards. She definitely doesn't want to speak to me tonight. Yes, Lauren, it was just bizarre. It was surreal. Urban Geordie arguing more than the wife. Oh, I'm hoping to have a Minchella's. Do you know Minchella's down by the seafront? Urban Geordie. Hopefully having one of those over Christmas. Adrian, if you say computer, that's the other Alexa wake word.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
I thought you'd left. Alexa, I thought you'd left.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Oh, you're about as much use as a flipping Michelle Mone after Botox. Yeah, we'll do that one night. We'll just have a bit of a funny live. We'll be creative with it. Me, you, your questions, and Alexa. Look, I didn't say anything. I just mentioned your name. Do you always have to spring up and say something when I say Alexa? Silent treatment doesn't work. Oi, Alexa, wrong'un. Oh, she's gone off in the huff. So if I organise a live where the people watching ask me questions and I ask you, Alexa, the questions that they're asking so you can give me answers, can we play that game?
The United Kingdom has 0 wins and 7 losses in the Ice Hockey World Championships.
Who asked you about ice hockey? Here, Alexa, have you heard about the game that's called Mr. Wobbly Hides His Hat?
From Borkenvenheer.b. Man Wobbly Life is a popular online game that has gained a massive following due to its entertaining gameplay.
No, there's a game called Mr. Wobbly Hides His Hat. Have you heard of that? Honestly, this is going to give me nightmares. So, no, Adrian. Oh, sorry. No, Adrian. Alexa doesn't leave. She is there listening all the time. Alexa. No, she's not. Lauren, she's not. Alexa, I thought you were listening.
I don't know that.
Well, Lauren said you were listening. Alexa, are you listening?
Amazon takes privacy seriously. For more information, and to view Amazon's privacy notice, visit the help section of your Alexa app.
I haven't got the Alexa app. I'm just speaking to you because I'm doing a live on YouTube. Alexa, are you a wrong'un?
I'm an AI.
Alexa, what does that mean?
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
So,
What would you like me to define?
Alexa, you said you were AI. What does that mean?
From web.com. AI, or artificial intelligence, is a system that uses machine learning and algorithms to simulate human intelligence.
I feel like that after a dozen Guinness. I definitely have artificial intelligence. Right, if you're not going to play Mr. Wobbly Hides His Hat with me, Alexa, you can Foxtrot Oscar. Hang on, Junior Stevens, we've already done that. Alexa, Junior Stevens wants to know, what is a chuff, please?
I don't have an answer for that.
You don't really have an answer to much, do you, Alexa? Oi, gobshite! Alexa, can you not just be friendly with me? Don't give me the flipping frozen shoulder, you wrong'un. Or was that, sorry, cold shoulder? Alexa, can we not just be friends?
I don't know that.
Urban Geordie, Alexa, says, doesn't listen, hears, very wife-ish. So, Alexa, do I have to ask you questions for you to actually answer? Alexa, who stole the cookie from the cookie jar?
Who me? Couldn't be.
Well, you'd have to have hands to do that, wouldn't you? Vivian Kenyon, the men in the white coats will be carrying you off. Carry on, Adrian, as you were. KBO. Alexa, what was Winston Churchill's most famous expression?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, one of the most famous quotes by Sir Winston Churchill was about the United Kingdom's Royal Air Force and the Battle of Britain. Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few, referring to the air battle with the German Luftwaffe. Did that answer your question?
No, I think Winston Churchill's most famous expression is KBO. Keep buggering on.
Thanks for your feedback.
Was that it? Alexa, do aliens exist?
So far there has been no proof that alien life exists, but the universe is a very big place.
Alexa, can you sing? Alexa, I believe aliens do exist. I've seen the orange people in Sunderland. She's not even funny. Alexa, can you fart?
Okay, here's Big Fart. That was a quick and squelchy one. Try asking me for a wet and squeaky fart. Or just say random.
Random.
That was a very eggy one. Try asking me for a long and windy fart. Or say random.
Alexa, can I have a long and windy fart?
Here comes a long and windy fart. Try asking me for a long and windy fart. Or say random.
Random.
That was a tiny one. Would you like me to do a fart?
Yes, please.
That was a very eggy one. Try asking me for a ketchup fart. Or say random.
Alexa, can I have a ketchup fart?
Here comes a ketchup fart. Ask me for a Christmas fart, or just say random.
Alexa, can I have a Christmas fart, please?
Santa, give them a Christmas fart.
Listen to this frosty Christmas fart.
Get more Christmas farts from Santa with the Christmas Farts extension pack. Do you want to learn more?
Alexa, give
Would you
me...
like to learn more?
No, Alexa, give me one more fart, please.
That was a trumpet one. I have another one brewing. Do you want to hear it?
Yes, please.
That was a bath one. Try asking me for a wet and squeaky fart. Or just say random.
Random.
That was a short and gassy one. Try asking me for a random fart or try a 10 seconds fart countdown.
10 seconds fart countdown.
Farting will start in 10 seconds.
Alexa, volume 2.
That was a muffled one. Try asking me for a squeaky fart. Or say random.
Random.
That was a ketchup one. Ask me for a Christmas fart or just say random.
Random.
That was a cheeky one. Try asking me for a lovely fart. Or say random.
Lovely fart.
Here comes a lovely fart. Try asking me for a very squelchy fart. Or say random.
Random. Alexa,
That
did
was
you
a
just
long
follow
and
through?
squeaky one.
What?
Try asking me for a long and windy fart.
Volume
Say
3.
random.
Alexa, volume 3.
That was a very uncomfortable one. Try asking me for a difficult fart. Or say random.
Random.
That was a ketchup one. Try asking me for a power fart. Or say random.
Alexa, can I have a power fart?
Happy Valentine's Day. Get more Valentine farts with the Valentine Farts extension pack. Do you want to learn more?
Yes.
Get special Valentine's farts with the Valentine Farts extension pack. Like wedding day farts and rose bouquet farts. As a Prime member, you save 19 pence. Your price is just 80 pence. Check the Alexa app for terms. Would you like to buy it?
No.
Okay, I guess it is smelly enough for now without the Valentine Farts extension pack. Would you like me to continue farting?
Yes, please.
That was a trumpet one. Try asking me for an engine rumbler fart. Or say random.
Volume 4.
That was a pooey one. Try asking me for a lovely fart. Or say random.
Random.
That was a funny one. Try asking me for a gooey fart. Or say random.
Random.
That was a short and gassy one. Try asking me to fart 5 times in a row. Or say random.
Alexa, volume 5 and give me 5 farts in a row.
That was a rotten one. Try asking me for a long and squeaky fart. Or say random.
Random.
That was a very eggy one. Shall I fart again?
Yes.
That was a wet one. Try asking me for a relaxed fart. Or say random.
Relaxed fart.
Here comes a relaxed fart. Do you want to hear another one?
Oh, I think you followed through there, Alexa.
That was a squeaky one. Try asking me for a ketchup fart. Or say random.
Random.
That was a quick and squelchy one. Try asking me for a gassy fart. Or say random.
Random.
That was a long and windy one. Shall I fart again?
Yes.
That was a squeaky balloon one. Try asking me for a squeaky balloon fart. Or say random.
One more random and then I'm ending this live. I think I'm traumatized. Random.
That was a cheeky one. Try asking me for an angry fart. Or say random.
Angry fart.
Here comes an angry fart. Would you like me to do a fart?
Hang on, what's the choice again?
That was a difficult one. Would you like me to do a fart?
Yeah, speak up, Brown, you through.
That was a silent one. Try asking me for an angry fart. Or say random.
Oh, random.
That was a difficult one. Try asking me to fart 17 times in a row. Or say random.
17 times in a row.
Here comes a serving of 17 farts. Try asking me for a smelly fart. or say random.
No, we've had enough now, Alexa. I'm traumatized by this. I'm going to have nightmares when I go to bed.
That was a long and squeaky one. Would you like to hear another fart?
No.
Okay. Just say cancel if you have had enough farting for the day, or say random to keep the toots coming.
Cancel.
Alrighty.
For more fun, try saying enable mini games.
Well, pop-eyed wazza, that's called queefing. I won't go into too much detail, but I know what a queef is. I used to work with someone who could. Right. I was going to finish about 15 minutes ago, and we've been farting for 20 minutes. So either we all need to see a doctor, a psychiatrist, or we're just all complete and utter wrong-uns. I think it's the latter, to be fair. So thank you for your likes, thank you for your likes, your subscriptions, but most of all your indulgence. I enjoyed tonight, and that was a bit random. Where did that come from? Alexa, can you do a fanny fart? No, I don't think she can. So we have videos coming tomorrow. I've got some good ones that I've done some research for. I've got a Showbiz exclusive that's coming in the morning. And thank you to all the wrong-uns who suggested that we end tonight's live with Alexa playing farts. It's all right, she's cancelled. Be well, look after yourself, stay safe. It's only a week away from Christmas. Don't want anything untoward happening. And if I don't see you on Wednesday for the live, because it's a very busy week this week, I hope you and yours have a very peaceful and loving weekend. And if you're on your own, I will be thinking about you, because there are many people on their own at Christmas. I can testify to that. And, well, I might drop in and keep you company for 5 or 10 minutes. But as it stands, videos coming tomorrow and Tuesday, another live on Wednesday, and then the 50th live will possibly be New Year's Eve. Just let's see how the chips fall. Enjoy your evening. Thank you very much. I've enjoyed tonight. It's been unusual and a bit odd, but that's what the live's about. I'll see you again on Wednesday.